Willis Pro. Bruce Willis, the legend.
Hi, Brian here for Starline Tours. You can see I'm at Grauman's Chinese Theatre. And, well, you got your tickets to your hop-on, hop-off. You're going to be heading down to Beverly Hills. But you got some time to kill, and usually one of the things you do when you're here at Hollywood Island area is you want to come here. You want to come to Grauman's Chinese Theatre. You want to see things like, well, everybody wants to see Marilyn Monroe's handprints with Jane Russell. Or they want to see Sophia Loren. Or if you come up here, you've got Johnny Depp. There are the usuals. There's the ones that everybody wants to see. And that makes sense. That's why people come here. But what people don't know are the ones that you're not familiar with. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. So, I mean, there's Tom Cruise, for gosh sakes. And Harry Potter. This is what Michael Jackson's children did for Michael Jackson after he died. This is Michael Jackson's actual hand and footprints that were found in a Vegas basement of a casino in Vegas in '89. He'd done this in '89, so they brought them here. So you have Michael Jackson's footprints and glove that his kids did, and then he got his actual one here. And a lot of people don't understand some of that stuff. But you've also got things like this. It's a man by the name of Richard Widmark. On April 24th, 1949, Richard Widmark was part of what was the 85th ceremony here. There were two ceremonies that day. There was also this one, Charles Nelson. Now, Richard Widmark, you probably know from various films, The Alamo, all kinds of different things, television shows. He was just a great actor. Charles Nelson, you've never heard of. So what you have here is one of the most unknown hand and footprints at the Chinese Theatre. This is a man by the name of Charles Nelson. It's not Charles Nelson Riley. His name is Charles Nelson. And on April the 24th of 1949, he was part of the 85th star ceremony along with Richard Widmark, who's right up there. Charles Nelson, however, was a 15-year-old kid from Kansas. He was a baritone singer, and he won a contest. He won the Talent Quest contest. That was 1949's version of America's Got Talent. And first prize was your handprints at the Chinese Theatre and a screen test. He never really did anything except for some stuff in Vegas and little things like that, but he's here forever because he won a contest in 1949 and became the Talent Quest winner. He's right next, interesting enough, to Roy Rogers and Trigger. Now, when Roy Rogers did his in 1949 on the 21st, just 3 days earlier, he had Trigger here. Trigger was actually here. Trigger did his footprints. Roy put his gun in the cement and all of that. And it's just kind of cool that they have these. These are some of the things that when you come looking for things, you don't realize that are here. You've got some things like Whoopi Goldberg did hers. Whoopi Goldberg actually pressed her hair into the cement. You got Meryl Streep with what I believe is the thinnest feet I've ever seen in my life. If you remember the episode of I Love Lucy, John Wayne's footprints were trying to be stolen by Ethel and Lucy. And you can see they recreated the whole look right here, and they were stealing John Wayne's footprints from the Chinese Theatre. Now, two of the, quite frankly, the dirtiest footprints of the Chinese Theatre are Shirley Temple and Marilyn Monroe. More people put their hands in these footprints than anybody else. Joe E. Brown, who you might remember from Something Like It Hot. Sorry, they keep making announcements for the tours coming up. Joe E. Brown, who you might remember from Something Like It Hot, he was known for his big mouth, and he actually pushed his lips into the cement, which I found to be kind of fascinating that he did that. Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy. Charlie McCarthy was here. You can see he put his little tiny footprints and his little tiny hands in the cement right there. So there's little personal things which are just really quite fascinating. One of the more interesting ones to me, though, is this one here. This is Greer Garson. This is for part of Mrs. Miniver, when Mrs. Miniver premiered. And you can see, if you come over here, you see a square here. And underneath that square is, well, actually what you see here is, that's an M for Mrs. Miniver here, and a marker dedicated to the millions of Mrs. Minivers of every democratic nation. Underneath that square is the original screenplay, the script, and things from the movie itself in the ceremony that were placed under there as part of a time capsule. When Jean Hersholt, now some of you don't know Jean Hersholt, but Jean Hersholt, they have the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award at the Academy Awards. Jean Hersholt, Here's the deal on Gene Herschel. Some of you remember him like me. He was the doctor in a film about the Dion quintuplets. And Gene Herschel was, they thought Gene Herschel was a communist at one point. And so after he did his ceremony, he was one of two footprints, other was Charlie Chaplin, whose handprints were actually removed. Well, when he came and did this for part of the movie, of the premiere of the Dion quintuplet movie, Gene brought with him the actual shoes of the Dion quintuplets, and it went on much further than this, and he had the imprints of the Dion quintuplet shoes. When they tore it up, they just threw the whole thing away. They asked him, they apologized, they asked him to come back, and he came back and just did this. No shoes, nothing else. So there's a really big chunk of history that's missing, and that's kind of sad when you think of it that way. Sadly, some of them haven't worn well. Rudy Valley hasn't worn well. Al Jolson, who's in the first talking picture, you can see he knelt down he sang Mammy, and he kneeled down singing Mammy. Eleanor Powell brought her tap dancing shoes. Those are part of the bottoms of the recreating the tap dancing shoes that she had. One of the most noticeable things about the Chinese theater handprints are their sizes. What you'll notice is all the original ones are various sizes. Shirley Temple is one size. Jane Withers, one of her contemporaries, is much thinner and a different size. It's just how things were. Well, they realized they were running out of space, and what they started doing was this: Hugh Jackman and Christopher Walken, and they made them into a certain size, and they could be moved if they need be. So they've got little things on the corners, but they made them in a certain size. And then they realized that's not good enough. We're still going to run out of space, and that's when they have a ceremony in the center where these people are standing waiting for the tour, and then they have laid up there on a stage, and they have all one size now, and they're all basically this size. And then they move in one of the outer areas as they're, again, running out of space. This one was for Avengers movie. That was a lot. I never saw the movie, but that was a lot of fun to go to. I went to that Star ceremony. That was a lot of fun. But that's why you can see there's the original ones were all different colors, and now they're basically one color, but they're all one size as well. They're all going in. Yes, they still do tours here. And you are right across the street from the Roosevelt Hotel, where they had the very first Academy Awards.